us tonight. We'll have more coming in. Some of them's not off yet and can't get here till they're through with their job. Mr. Mike McCrae, back over here on the right. Mr. Alex Lewis, also on the right. Mr. Feynman Whitfield. And those that haven't gotten here yet, Mr. Kenny Buffet, Mr. Bert Rogers, and Mr. Earl Gleason Jr. So hopefully they'll be able to join us for the board meeting, which is after this. At this time, I'm going to introduce the principals, let them come up and introduce their teacher of the year for their school. And I'm going to start with East Elementary, and that's Miss Shannon Berry, which is a new principal this year. She was an assistant principal with Mr. Whitfield, and now she's flying on her own. So we're tickled to death to have her here, and she's going to introduce her teacher of the year for East.
Well, it's an honor to be able to introduce Miss Ashleigh Baxley to you guys, because when I started at Gordon, she actually, I think it was her second year at Gordon, so I already knew what an awesome teacher she was because I had the opportunity to work with her there. So this is Ashleigh Baxley. She is a first grade teacher at East Elementary, and this is her 7th year in education. She spent 2 years at Gordon, and she has been at East for 4. This is her 5th year there. She is a Latta High School graduate, and then she came over here with us, and we're pleased to have her. And she graduated from St. Andrews Presbyterian College in Laurinburg, and she has a master's in curriculum, instruction, and assessment from the University of Scranton. And she has 2 precious babies, Easton and Colton, and they are athletes. You can see the little fellas, they're precious, and she is married to Mark Baxley. And we are very, very pleased to have her at East Elementary.
And we're not going to hold it against you now from finishing the line. Because I put the devil on the line. Let's see. Next is South Elementary and Jan Newell. And she is our new principal at South. And we're very, very pleased to have her here with us, and we're very pleased to have her introduce the teacher of the year from South. Okay.
I'm very thankful to be here tonight to introduce you all to Sharon Leonard. She's a first grade teacher at South. This is her 32nd year as a teacher. Over the years as a teacher, to hold myself accountable, I would always ask myself, am I being the type of teacher I would want my own children to have? And one of the times that I went and visited Dr. Goins at South last year at the end of the school year, I had the honor of watching Miss Leonard in action when she taught 5K last year at an award ceremony. Just from that small amount of time that I was there with her, I thought I would love for my kids to have her as a teacher. She is absolutely wonderful. She got her bachelor's and master's degree from UNCP. It is her 32nd year teaching, and she has taught 5K, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades. She said that she loves seeing the growth the children make throughout the school year, both academically and socially. She likes knowing that she plays a part in that growth, and she said that she never ever dreamed about any other career other than teaching. So she's actually living her dream. I asked teachers that have worked with her for a while to just describe her in 1 or 2 words, and they said she is professional, dedicated, unselfish, creative, a team player, continuously caring, and joyous. And we know that those are all attributes that we all need to exhibit on a daily basis as educators, and she does it every day without fail. And we're very grateful to have her at South.
Sharon, I was trying to think of an accolade that they did put on that page.
I'm very pleased, all of us in this room know Ms. Phoebe Hill because she has been with the district for almost 30 years. And she's been in almost every school in the district. So I'm going to go through the list, okay? Ms. Hill has been with Dillon School District 4 for almost 30 years. During this time, she has worked as a substitute, now if I miss something, correct, assistant, and for the last 23 years, teacher. She was a teacher assistant at Gordon for 4.5 years until she received her degree in elementary ed. She was at South for 3 years, first and second grades. From 1995 to 2007, she was at Gordon. That's where she received her master's degree. And then she began her career in special ed in 2007. Since then, she came back to Stuart Heights with Ms. Lee, and she had a self-contained first through third grade class and 1 year second grade and third grade inclusion classes. I told you it's a long list. In 2009, she earned her special ed degree in teaching mental disabilities. And 2010 through 12, she went to Gordon with Mr. Whitfield, and she was in a self-contained class 4 through 6. 2012-15, she went to the high school and she taught resource 9 through 12. Then she came back to me in 2015, and since then she taught a resource class, and now she's in a self-contained TMD class. Ms. Peel is a gifted seamstress. All of our beautiful stuff over our doors, that's courtesy of Ms. Peel. She's a mother of 6 and a grandmother of 5, and we're very pleased to have her and to honor her tonight.
I remember her way back when she was a cheerleader at Dillon High School. I've been around a while now. And all that traveling that she does, she holds certification. It's just not everybody and anybody can work. So we're tickled to death to have her with her certification and as flexible as she is to work with all the different situations that we have in the district. Thank you. Okay. Lakeview Elementary. This is Kim Walsh. Believe you got me on speed dial, won't you? Jim, what you grinning about? You got the same number, don't you?
Hey, he always answers. He's always there for us. So, thank you, Mr. Ray, for letting us put you on speed dial. I'm very honored tonight to introduce to you Ms. Nicole Elvington. Nicole received her bachelor's degree from Lander University. She received her master's degree from Francis Marion University in instructional accommodations. She has 2 children that actually attend Lakeview Elementary School. Her husband, Matt, is the mayor of Lakeview, and so they are very invested in our community in Lakeview. Ms. Nicole has 13 years of experience in 2nd and 3rd grade. She left us for a few years because she wanted to go see the world and see what was out there, but she came back. And I kept begging and pleading and got her back. And the reason that I did that is because she is an outstanding teacher. She is the kind of, like Jan was saying, she is the kind of teacher that you want your child to have. One of the things that Nicole, this is a quote that she actually wrote, and I can tell you that she actually lives by this every day. She said, "I love being able to teach in a community that has helped to build and shape me into the person I am today. I feel a very personal connection to the people here, and I hope that I am able to instill a sense of purpose and passion into every child I teach." She grew up in Lakeview. She lives in Lakeview. She is invested in our students there, and I just can't tell you how happy we are to have her there. One thing when you think about Nicole, and if you ask people in the building, probably the first thing they would say is she's very quiet. And she is very quiet, but don't let that fool you. She has outstanding classroom management. She gives 110% every day, all the time. When you go to her door, when I'm out and about in the building, I always have to, because they keep the doors locked, I have to keep peeking around to find out where she is because she's not at her desk. She's in and among the children, and usually she's beside a student's desk, working right beside that child and giving that child everything that she has. The other thing about her being quiet is that although she's quiet, she is a leader by example. You don't have to hear her to know what an outstanding teacher she is. Just watching her mannerisms as she teaches her children. And even in her room, she's very quiet spoken, but her children hang on every single word. And usually, in fact, the first few days of school, her class was out in the hall. I didn't know it. I went out my door and kind of bumped the kid just a little bit, but they're so quiet, you don't even know that they're out in the hall. But that's because they're always working diligently, and we're very fortunate to have her. We're going to keep her. We're not going to let her go out there to see what else is in the world again. So this is Nicole Elton.
We're very proud of you.
Absolutely.
And proud of your husband too. He don't only talk the talk, he gets out there and gets with it, doesn't he? We're proud to have people like y'all in the Lakeview community. And having served down there, that was my first superintendency. It's a very special place, and I did enjoy it. I learned a lot. And one of the things I learned is we might argue amongst ourselves, but when somebody else from the outside comes in, they've had a bad time. Okay, let's see where we are now. Gordon Elementary, Mr. Wayman Whitfield. Wayman. Wayman doesn't have me on speed dial. He's trained so many assistants. They got it covered. Michelle, come on up here.
They made me look a great job. Good evening, family. Field Principal, Gordon Elementary School. This is Miss Michelle Smith, our Teacher of the Year. I told her last week that we were going to do it differently. I was going to let her do all the introducing it. When we started, she said, "You would really make me do it?" I said, "Yeah." But I'll change it up. Miss Michelle Smith has been at Gordon for 22 years, born and raised here in Dillon. Her and her husband, Mr. Dwayne, have 2 beautiful kids and a very, very special grandbaby that she loves and adores. Miss Smith is a special ed teacher at Gordon Elementary School. She teaches the most popular kids in the building. Everybody loves her students. Everybody loves her. We have one gentleman, I think he's the latest man of the school. He has about 5 or 6 teachers that he runs to. The kids love going to the classrooms, reading to the kids, and helping the kids out. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to have Miss Michelle Smith as our Teacher of the Year for this school year.
When you were in high school, my brother was in high school, and my son stayed at your house a lot, didn't he? Thank you, man. Thank you for all you do. All right, Dillon Middle School, Mr. Rodney Cook.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My Teacher of the Year at Dillon Middle School is Amy Roberts. Miss Roberts is an Atlanta graduate. She also graduated from Francis Marion University in 2004. She taught 9 years at Marion Intermediate. In 2014, you came to Dillon Middle School. She's currently teaching 6th grade ELA in social studies. She has a husband here with her tonight, Kevin, and they have 4 beautiful young children, ages 16 to 7. Lord bless her. I can see the light. I got one a senior and one 11, so it's not long now, as they say. Along with her daily duties, she's our Beta Club sponsor, our Academic Talent sponsor, and also our So you see, she's got a multitude of duties within the school setting, not only on a daily basis, but also in the afternoons. Ms. Roberts is one of those teachers who's no nonsense, and she's straight to the point. You might not see that, but she's straight to the point. There's no fidgeting around. She gets right to the point. Her classroom is structured with high expectations for all of her students. Her students are some of the best behaved students and also during transitions. And I think Kim mentioned something about classroom management, and this is another one that's really stern, but she's stern, but she's fair with her students. Because of all these attributes, we use Ms. Roberts as a hall monitor, sixth grade mentor, where she is the one that we put the new teachers with so that they can see what rigor and structure should be like in the classrooms. So without any ado, I want to introduce to you Dillon Middle School Teacher of the Year, Miss Amy Roberts.
Congratulations. If you deal with Mr. Cook, you deserve one of that call.
Here, here.
Okay, Dillon High School, Miss Wendy McDaniels. Mr. Gibbs is not with us tonight, and Miss Wendy is standing in. We got her from Line 2. I believe we got a lot out of her by now.
Good evening. This is Miss Felicia McCollum. She is a 1997 graduate of Dillon High School. In 2001, she received a bachelor's degree in Administration Information Management from the University of South Carolina. She was the first in her family to receive an advanced degree. It was a very proud moment for her family. In 2007, she received her master's degree in Information Technology Management from Webster University, and now she is currently advancing her educational career. She is working on a master's degree in Educational Administration. Her goal is to become, watch out, Jane Lee, the District Career Technology Person. I'll be glad to share your So, and one day, we'll be sitting on the porch to do it. Ms. McCollum is entering her 8th year at Dillon High School. She teaches 9th through 12th grade Integrated Business Application and Personal Finance. Ms. McCollum is one of the most talented individuals I believe I've ever met. I kept hearing people say, she's got to be on the prom committee, she's got to be on the prom committee, and I was like, okay. But it was like a wonderland when you walked in. You couldn't believe what she had transformed a room into. She is so talented. So she has been on the prom committee, she is business department chair, she's a member of the Student Improvement Council, she's the assistant director for the Dillon High School Gospel Choir, she's an anchor club advisor and homecoming advisor. She is a very, very busy woman. Her greatest reward comes from her former students coming back and letting her know how she has helped them in the input in their lives. She strives to be a great role model and mentor. She likes to see her students succeed. At Dillon High School, we have a motto, and that motto is, excellence is essential. And that's what she lives her educational career by, that failure is not an option. Her mission as an educator is to promote positive learning, spark student enthusiasm for learning, and provide a strong foundation for lifelong learning. Being a native of Dillon, she's invested in creating a future for the students of Dillon County. I present to you Ms. Felicia McCollum, Dillon High School's Teacher of the Year.
You find out when you mark right, it's not a job they won't put you in. They'll find something for you to do. Lakeview High School, Edison Arnett.
We're on the TV too.
Teacher of the Year, Daryl King. Daryl is a Lakeview High School graduate, and he's also a graduate of North Greenville. I punched Daryl over there a while ago, and I said, Daryl, you know I'm not real good at this speech making stuff. He said, that's all right, you got 30 seconds to get it out. Not only I can do it quiet 30 seconds, but I ain't going to make it short for you, dude. One thing I noticed, anywhere else in the world but right here, Daryl King would like to be. So he's kind of nervous about this. Daryl is also a head football coach, which is unusual to have a head coach nominated and chosen as Teacher of the Year. So we're real proud of that. He is real dedicated to our students. Our kids know that he cares about them, not just his players, but all of the students. And I think when our faculty was voting on this, they looked at all of these things that Daryl does for our school. He takes care of kids. He's a role model for them. He respects them. He pushes them. But he really cares for them. And I think they realize that, and I think our faculty realizes that. Last year, I'll tell this story about Daryl. Last year, we got in a little situation where we had some teachers that left in the middle of the year, and we were in a jam. And Daryl came to me, and he said, listen, I'll give up my planning period. I'll take one of those classes. It was a South Carolina history class. So for one semester, he gave up his planning period, and he worked in that classroom and worked with those kids, and they absolutely loved him. He didn't have to do that. I had a lot of other teachers that when that call came out, they buried their head and hid. But Daryl ran to the problem. That's the kind of character that he has. I'm usually at school around 7 o'clock, and I'm already late because Daryl's been there for an hour or so, and he's already been weed eating the field, cutting the grass, painting the field, washing clothes, doing all those things, all those little extra things. And that's what we try to teach our kids, that they can be. It doesn't matter if you're from a small town like Lakeview, you can be somebody, but you got to work at it. And he really works at his job, and he works at his relationship with the kids. I'm really proud to present to you Lakeview High School Teacher of the Year, Daryl King.
All that hard work came through last year. Not only did he teach classes, he won the state championship in Lakeview with the football team, and it was a heck of a ride. And everybody was really delighted to see what you and those kids did on that field. But all the adversity that you had to deal with. But same thing, just like all of you, all the teachers of the year. You're here for the right reason. You're here for the kids. Whatever it takes, you roll up your sleeve and you do what it takes to make the school better and make it better for those students. And it's an honor to have y'all all here tonight. Before we go any further, I've got Mr. David Stanley with Harsh Man. He has some gifts that he wants to give to the teachers of the year. And I'm not going to stand in his way. I know some husbands will be glad. And wives. I wanted to say too, Daryl, you think you have it tough on the football field, you'll follow your wife chasing that little girl all over the stage. All right, buddy. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you so much for allowing me to participate in this again this year. This is really one of the events I look forward to. We run all over the place. I have an office over in Columbia and one over in Marion. So I spend a good bit of time on the road. And, I have a lot of time to think about where I'm going and what I'm going to do that day. And the trip over here is always an easy trip because I've really gotten to love the people here in Dillon County. I appreciate what you guys all do for the kids here in this county. Back when Matthew came through, I tell you, the response I saw in both Marion and Dillon County was phenomenal. The people came out to help each other, and it's that support. I saw a quote, actually, excuse me one second, I want to share this. This isn't mine, it's not even Horace Mann's, but last night, right before the news came on, And I heard this, and I actually played it back a couple of times because I thought, wow. And it says, the difference between possible and impossible is a person who believes they can, surrounded and supported by others that believe it too. You know who that is? U.S. Bank, the power of possibility. That was their commercial. But when I heard that, I thought, wow. So I put it down so I could remember and share it with others. But that's what I see here in Dillon County. It's the power of possibility. It's everybody coming together here to help educate the children. And that's what's making a difference. I remember the first time I met Ray, it was over at the old office. I walked in with Ray and I thought, oh my Lord. And then I got to know you people and the folks here, the hearts here, and it's really been a blessing to me. I've enjoyed it, and it is my privilege to come here and participate in this evening. Not to mention, gosh, the food is so good, and I live in Portland too. But every year we write a little check to each of the recipients in honor of their accomplishments. And again, I thank you for what you do. Now, I try every year to remember who's who. So I'm going to try this. Miss Baxley. All right. Miss Leonard. Miss Peel. Nicole. I didn't know that's on the list. All right, let's take the easy one for you. Miss Smith.
All right, that's pretty good.
Thank you again for all you do for the kids. And I tell you, I've said it to a lot of my clients over the years. Looking back, knowing what I know today, if I had not chosen the field that I'm in, I would probably go into education because I just see the impact y'all have on the kids, and it's wonderful. I applaud.
All of you young teachers, while you're planning for your future, you might want to sit down with the Horace Mann representatives, let them show you some things that will be invaluable to you in the years to come, because it will come. You think not, it might be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Listen, it'll be 30 before you turn around. So you want to prepare for that. The District of the Year is in this envelope, I guess. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got some glasses, but if I misread it, we'll... If that's the case, we'll just have Art make 2 checks. Let's see. I looked the wrong end. I got all the deductions out of it. Miss Ashleigh Baxley. Good. Congratulations.
Miss, can we get with Ashley, can you come back and let Betsy get a cute one from you?
You want to talk?
Say it.
Yeah, say something.
Would you like to say a few things?
Listen, I've known her since she first came, and we are very proud of her. And she is very flexible and has had to be. And she does an excellent job. And the main thing is we want to keep each and every one of you here for as long as we can. And we do thank you. There's nothing, and I'm going to tell you because I taught in the classroom. I was a principal for 11 years, and I've been a superintendent for 30. And there's no greater feeling than to see those kids move on in their life and do a super job of it because you had something to do with it. And I've said many times before, one of the biggest and most positive things I ever had So when a kid come back to me who got him his driver's license so that he could drive the bus, so he could make some money. He said he couldn't play ball unless he made some money. And what ended up happening is that with that, he was able to go to school, get a degree, and come back and said, without some help, I would have not had a future. I would have been a sharecropper in Hamer, South Carolina. And that's worth everything in the world to know that a child has succeeded. So, thank you very much. I know they got pictures and all that they want to take for you. So, Jane, I'm going to turn it over to you, and then board members are headed to the boardroom. Thank y'all.